so I think I'll say this. I wanted to thank Drista. He's not here, but I was thinking, sometimes we don't understand that there's some difficulties of doing something every day, just about, It's really tough to be like that consistent. The material world's like coming and attacking us in this way and that way. And yet, even this seemingly little service can mean so much to our community. I feel like when we don't have this, we're like lost. What are we going to read and stuff like that, So I appreciate that every once in a while, Krishna gives us some intelligence to appreciate just even the small things that are happening around our community that are so important. Thank you, Dristadumna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Gopi Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Hati Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Kalasanji Radha Kalasanji Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Shamasundar Radha Shamasundar Shri Radhe Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Hare Krishna Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we're going to speak on Om. So be careful saying this Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Together, please. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devyam Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer the respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Sarasvati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashtapreya Shabreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. By regular attendances on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome in the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Vigyan Timarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, but my spiritual master so kindly opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Okay, I think I said, I know it's 8:29, did we start? 29? Thank you. What's going on? Vamadev is asking Bali Maharaj for boons, right? Just 3 steps of land. And Bali Maharaj's guru is going to be like, no.
Understanding Lord Vishnu's purpose, Shukracharya, the best of the learned, immediately spoke as follows to his disciple, who was about to offer everything to Lord Vamanadev.
To 43, did I say? I'm sorry, I kind of forgot. Apologize. Here, let me see. Go ahead and read 2, please. Yeah, to 43, so go ahead and read 2 after.
Sukracharya said, O son of Archana, this brahmachari in the form of a dwarf is directly the imperishable supreme personality of Godhead Vishnu, accepting Kasyapa Muni as his father and Aditi as his mother. He has now appeared in order to fulfill the interest of the demigods. You do not know what a dangerous position you have accepted by promising to give him land. I do not think that this promise is good for you. It will bring great harm to the demons.
This person falsely appearing as a brahmachari is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who has come in this form to take away all your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame and education. After taking everything from you, he will deliver it to Indra, your enemy. You have promised to give him 3 steps of land in charity, but when you give it, he will occupy the 3 worlds. You are a rascal. You do not know what a great mistake you have made. After giving everything to Lord Vishnu, you will have no means of livelihood. How then shall you live?
Vamanadev will first occupy the 3 worlds with 1 step, then he will take his 2nd step and occupy everything in outer space, and then he will expand his universal body to occupy everything. Where will you offer him the 3rd step?
Wow.
you will certainly be unable to fulfill your promise, and I think that because of this inability, your eternal residence will be in hell.
Learned scholars do not praise that charity which endangers one's own livelihood. Charity, sacrifice, austerity, and fruitive activities are possible for one who is competent to earn his livelihood properly. They are not possible for one who cannot maintain himself. Therefore, one who is in full knowledge should divide his accumulated wealth in 5 parts: for religion, for reputation, for opulence, for sense gratification, and for the maintenance of his family members. Such a person is happy in this world and in the next.
One might argue that since you have already promised, how can you refuse? O best of the demons, just take from me evidence of the Bahuracha Shruti, which says that a promise is truthful, presented by the word Om, and untruthful is if not. The Vedas enjoin that the factual result of the tree of the body is the good fruit and flower derived from it. But if the bodily tree does not exist, there is no possibility of factual fruits and flowers. Even if the body is based on untruth, there cannot be factual fruits and flowers without the help of the bodily tree.
When a tree is uprooted, it immediately falls down and begins to dry up. Similarly, if one does not take care of the body, which is supposed to be untruth, in other words, if the untruth is uprooted, the body undoubtedly becomes dry. The utterance of the word Om signifies separation from one's monetary assets. In other words, by uttering this word, one becomes free from attachment to money because his money is taken away from him. To be without money is not very satisfactory, for in that position one cannot fulfill one's desire. In other words, by using the word Om, one becomes poverty-stricken. Especially when one gives charity to a poor man or beggar, one remains unfulfilled in self-realization and in sense gratification.
Therefore, the safe course is to say no. Although it is a falsehood, it protects one completely. It draws the compassion of others towards oneself, and it gives one full facility to collect money from others for oneself. Nonetheless, if one always pleads that he has nothing, he is condemned, for he is a dead body while living, or while still breathing, he should be killed. In flattering a woman to bring her under control, in joking in a marriage ceremony, in earning one's livelihood, when one's life is in danger, in protecting cows and Brahmanical culture, or in protecting a person from an enemy's hand, falsity is never condemned.
Don't worry, if you flatter your wife, you can twist it a little bit. Okay, let me do a little check-in here. If you're willing to raise your hand, say, hey, I'm not so familiar with this story, what's going on with this situation. Okay, thank you. Yeah, what's going on with this part, right? It's kind of, yeah. So there's a big war going on between the demigods and the demons, right? So the demigods are the celestial beings that are in control of the material governance, right? And so them and the demons are at war, and they're losing. The the good people are losing, right? And so they ask for help. When you are having a tough time, it's a good idea to ask for help, right? So eventually Lord Vishnu, Krishna, says, you know what? I will come down and help. Don't worry. And so what he does is he does it in a very interesting way. He comes as the son of somebody called Aditi. Aditi is known to be the mother of the demigods. And he takes on an interesting form. The Lord can take up all kinds of forms for the interest of his devotees. However, to help the devotees, he's willing to take a form up in any way or shape or form to help him. Isn't that so kind? Even, I mean, you can imagine you're the supreme person with the supreme beauty, and you take up this form that's a little bit like, what? Like, this is the Lord? But he's so kind that he will even do that. So he takes this form as a little dwarf boy. And he comes to the king of the demons and says, I'm a Brahmin. I'm a renunciate. And renunciates should ask and beg for alms, right? So you should, as the king, you should give me something. And the king says, you know what? I will give you anything at all. The king is struck by the beauty of this young boy. And he says, well, I just want 3 steps of land. He says, wait a minute, it's 3 steps of land? I'm the king of everything. And you're asking 3 steps of land? This is ridiculous. Come on, ask me something else. He goes, nope, just 3 steps of land. He says, no, come on. He says, nope, just 3 steps of land. And so what happens is his guru, the king's guru, can see, though, that the dwarf Brahmin boy is the supreme personality of, he can see that he's God. And so in here he's saying, whoa, don't do this. Stop. Because he's going to, as he said, his first step is going to be the whole world. The second step is going to be the whole entire creation. And then there won't be even a third step. So he gives him a way through Sastra to even read back on his promise here. So I hope that gives enough content of what is going on in this story. And now we'll go to text 41, please. Sorry, give me a second. My internet just went out, so I can't see the verse. Okay. Pragagritam apurnam va. Pragritam apurnam va. Aksaram yattaromiti. Aksaram yattaromiti. Yat kinchid om iti brutyat. Yat kinchid om iti bruyat. Tena richete vaipuman. Tena richete vaipuman. Bhiksasve sarvam om kurvan. Bhoksive sarvam om kurvan. Nalam kamena chatamene. Nalam kamena chatmane. Please, Bolo. Seve sarva om kurvan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm going to go right to the translation. We're running a little bit behind, so I'm sorry. Right? I know that you love to do this. Please forgive me, okay? We're going to go right into the... Would you read the translation? Go ahead, read the translation.
The utterance of the word Om signifies separation from one's money assets. In other words, by uttering this word, one becomes free from attachment to money because his money is taken away from him. To be without money is not very satisfactory, for in that position one cannot fulfill one's desires. In other words, by using the word Om, one becomes poverty stricken, especially when one gives charity to a poor man or beggar. Once one remains unfulfilled in self-realization and in sense gratification.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Maharaj Bali wanted to give everything to Vamanadev, who had appeared as a beggar, but Sukracharya, being Maharaj Bali's familial spiritual master in the line of seminal succession, could not appreciate Maharaj Bali's promise. Sukracharya gave Vedic evidence that one should not give everything to a poor man. Rather, when a poor man comes for charity, one should untruthfully say, "Whatever I have given you, I have no more." It is not that one should give everything to him. Actually, the word Om is meant for Om Tat Sat, the absolute truth. Omkara is meant for freedom from all attachment to money, because money should be spent for the purpose of the Supreme. The tendency of modern civilization is to give money and charity to the poor. Such charity has no spiritual value, because we actually see that although there are so many hospitals and other foundations and institutions for the poor, according to the three modes of material nature, a class of poor men is always destined to continue. Even though there are so many charitable institutions, poverty has not been driven from human society. Therefore, it is recommended, Vukseve sarvam kurvan nalam kamane chatmane. One should not give everything to the beggars among the poor. The best solution is that of Krishna consciousness movement. This movement is always kind to the poor, not only because it feeds them, but also because it gives them enlightenment by teaching them how to become Krishna conscious. We are therefore opening hundreds and thousands of centers for those who are poor, both in money and in knowledge, to enlighten them in the Krishna consciousness and reform their character by teaching them how to avoid illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, which are the most sinful activities and which cause people to suffer life after life. The best way to use money is to open such a center where all may come live and reform their character. They may live very comfortably without denial of any of the body's necessities, but they live under spiritual control, and thus they live happily and save time for advancement in Krishna consciousness. If one has money, it should not be squandered away on nothing. It should be used to push forward the Krishna conscious movement so that all human society will become happy, prosperous, and hopeful of being promoted back home, back to Godhead. The Vedic mantra in this regard reads as follows: Pragve itam riktam aksharam yad itad om iti tad yad kinchid om iti ayatra visami tid richate sayat sarvam om kuryad richyad atmanam sa. Oh, there's one more. Kambye nalam syat. Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I really was appreciating this right here. They may live very comfortable without denial of any of the body's necessities, but they will live under spiritual control, and thus they live happily and save time for the advancement of Krishna consciousness. So here we're hearing that the word Om is going to take away everything from us. A little scary, huh? Whew. But is it really that scary? When we come under the control of spiritual control, we come under the control of the Supreme Lord. We understand that Krishna is asking us at the end of Bhagavad Gita, you please just surrender unto me, abandon all types of religion, I will take care of you from all sinful reactions, just do not fear, right? So when we come under this situation, we are learning about how Krishna does take spiritual control. But it's a little difficult because we've been conditioned for millions of lifetimes. So, because of millions of lifetimes of taking shelter of those who can't give the shelter that Krishna gives, they fall short. And it's not their fault. They're not the supreme person. So how can they give us the shelter for which we are looking? However, we have the experience. And so therefore, our trust is a little bit shaken, right? Our trust in others. But Krishna says very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita that your trust shouldn't be put on others. It shouldn't be put on demigods. It shouldn't be put on others. Your trust should be on me. I will take care of you. Do not think, oh, wait, but if I do this, then this will happen. If I give up that, then this will happen. Do not think like this. Do not fear. Simply surrender to me and I will take care of you. So you'll see in the devotees' lives here that so many different people have so many different situations. And we should have some understanding that their different situations are under the control of the Supreme Person. And we should not think that they are not for our betterment. Krishna makes it very clear. Do not think that the things that are happening to my devotees are not for their good. Do not fear. So, the devotee who gets everything taken away, they think, oh, how kind my Lord is. Now I can focus more on my spiritual responsibilities, which even that is a little bit of a misunderstanding in the sense of that every responsibility we have is spiritual. And the person who gets everything thinks what? Let me spend this on how to serve Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says very clearly in this report, when we get things, we think, how can I use this in Krishna's service to spread Krishna consciousness? So what do we lose? There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to fear. However, because the conditioning of the mind, we think, flicker back and forth, I'm okay, I'm not okay, I'm okay, I'm not okay, I'm not okay. But this is simply the mind. And we're meant to read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam to come past the mind and start to get to an intelligence, a spiritual intelligence that understands that when difficulties come, I do not fear. My Lord has simply put this difficulty in my path simply so that I can get closer to Him. So what is there the need to when we have difficulty, to fall into a situation where we don't act? We should always be acting for the betterment of the Lord. So when we get everything, we can also think, not the sense of, oh my gosh, everything is okay, I have nothing to fear. No, we should be sober in the sense that we are in a condition in this material world where every step there's suffering. We don't have to focus on the suffering. We don't have to make the suffering everything. But we should be sober enough to realize that, you know what? My next step could be that step that everything is taken away. And you know what? It's okay. So we have beautiful stories in the Srimad Bhagavatam that give examples of devotees who are going through good times and bad times and left and right times and ups and downs, and so many different things. And Krishna over and over says, and I still take care of my devotee. Indra, the king of the demigods, the king of heaven, he has a tendency, because he has so much power, to get a little puffed up, right? But he is a devotee of the Lord. And so when he gets puffed up, Krishna takes care of him to put him in his place in a way that gives him benefit. But Indra still does his duty. So similarly, we cannot be afraid that because either we will fail or we will exceed or we will be puffed up or we will not be puffed up or this or that and different. Our focus is, what is my service to Krishna? And how do I keep moving forward? And then not only how do I keep moving forward, how do I see the things that are being given by my Lord are for my betterment? And having that trust. And therefore we never lose enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is lost when we don't see things coming from our Supreme Lord, our Krishna, our best friend, our protector. But if we know that Krishna is there, then we become even more enthused in even the hard times. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean that you won't shed a tear. It doesn't mean that it won't feel good. It means it's for your good, though. We still have feelings. We're still people. We can go to Krishna and say, you know what? I'm really hurting right now, but I know you're hurting me, and that's okay. I know you're doing it for my betterment. But I want to tell you, my Lord, I am hurting right now. But let's play it out. Let's see what you got. Lord Chaitanya says this, right? Whether you embrace me or whether you handle me roughly, I'm still yours. I am still yours. I am still yours. So, in this material world, where we are suffering from the separation of Krishna in the material world, there will be, even as devotees, when we have some satisfaction, there's still an urge to say, it's not quite right. And it isn't right. We should be sober. But it should drive us to keep on trying and trying and trying. And there's a formula that can help us through the toughest times. And that's the shade of our spiritual master, Sri. We know and remember that everything is going to be okay because he's got us taken care of us. He's given us a process to go forward. And we're sober, so we don't think, oh, because of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, everything is okay. No, not everything's okay. We put ourselves in this position. We should not have put ourselves in this position where we're separated from Krishna. We're in a bad condition. But it can give us enough to move through it. We're in jail. We shouldn't think, oh, I am free. No, you are in jail. But because of Srila Prabhupada's kindness and his mercy, we have enough enthusiasm, enough faith, enough cooling of this fire-like condition of suffering that we can keep moving forward. And so, when we have the condition where we're not feeling like we can move forward, then we need to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada and the devotees he's given us that can help us. Hey, it's not okay. It is okay, though. Isn't that funny? It's not okay, but it's okay. Right? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that the devotee is equiposed in happiness and distress. It's not okay, but it's okay. It's okay because I have mercy coming to me from my spiritual master and from Krishna. But this situation overall, let's not keep doing it. Let's not keep on putting ourselves. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, at the time of death, one's attitude, one's bhav, determines their next body. And so in this material life, in this life right now, there's so many times where everything gets taken away from us, where we don't know who we are. Matter of fact, the billionaire, when they have $1 million, the billionaire who loses money and only has $1 million in their bank account, you know how they feel? They lost everything. Yet me, if I had $1 million in my bank account, I think I'd have everything. Right? So how many times are we through our life and our perspective lost everything? But our attitude at the time of death, the time that we're switching bodies, the times that we're losing things, the times that we're gaining things, determines how we move forward. And so therefore we should be present in this life, always at Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, always at Krishna's feet, knowing that they are doing best for us, because that's an attitude that can bring us forward. Always making progress. We always want to make progress. Even in the spiritual world, we still make progress. This is amazing, right? We learn how to give Krishna a sweet even better. We know how to cook a meal or help Mother Yashoda make a meal even better. So we are a culture of making progress. We're not successes. When we are focused on success, then there's failures. And success is neither a failure or a success. It's the progress of making steps towards the Supreme Person and getting closer with Him. I've gone over a few minutes. I'm going to stop and ask for any questions, comments, thoughts, corrections. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the nice class.
Yes, Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
I was wondering, we're seeing that sometimes we might make obligations in life, or we might make these commitments, and like Shukracharya, he's finding a way to justify, he's finding a way to not uphold his, the promise that was made. He's saying, okay, well, you know, you didn't say Om, so it doesn't count, you know, and you'll be okay. You know, and he even says it's not the right thing, but, you know, at least you won't lose everything. So I feel like sometimes I see other people do it, and I see myself do it, where like I'm trying to find these little, even using Shastra, like how Shukracharya does, to try to, get our own way. So I was wondering if you have like a solution for that.
Wonderful question. I hear you. When we're all trying to find our place in Srila Prabhupada's movement, and sometimes when we're in a place, we're still not clear. Is this my space? Is this my Sankirtan? Is this my duty in the Sankirtan movement? And so we have a tendency to question, and that's good to question. And the reason why it's good to question is because there's a great lesson here that Shukracharya is a spiritual master, but he is giving the wrong advice. We have to be absolutely sure and absolutely confident in our spiritual master that's willing to give us the good advice. That good advice is how to make progress in Krishna consciousness. Because our spiritual masters in the line of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada their only interest is to help us meet, embrace, and love Krishna. And so their advice is always going to be how to move forward in that. So we have to inquire, though. We have to ask, I'm having these difficulties. And we should be good disciples in that we are gentle, that we are surrendered, that we are inquiring submissively. Okay, I'm getting the answer, and so then I'm going to submissively do this. But there should be some satisfaction in the answer. Drista, have you ever had a situation where you're confused, you're frustrated maybe, all of these different things, and you ask that mentor or that spiritual master what to do, and they give you an answer, and it's not the answer you want, because the answer you thought when you're going to her is one thing or another, but you feel like, okay, I can move forward. Have you ever felt like that? And so inquiring from the spiritual master can give us a certain amount of satisfaction that we can move forward. And this is what this is what I'm speaking about in the sense of the lotus feet of the spiritual master gives us the cooling enough to move forward. We're in a material world. We're a fish out of water. It's going to be uncomfortable. And so therefore, we shouldn't let the mind dictate us, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. We should grow to our intelligence to understand the process and the relationships that we have that are bringing us to Krishna. The relationships are our spiritual master and those mentors who are not interested in their own benefit. They're only interested in your benefit. And then they have the process to take us there. And so then when we hear the process and they give us, okay, I'm okay. I can move forward. Thank you so much. And then we walk through, and then there's going to be these bursts of material energy that affect us, that get in our way, that become obstacles. And sometimes we can get over that obstacle by remembering the lotus feet of the spiritual master, by understanding their instructions, but sometimes the obstacle is so big that we need somebody else to untie us. Sometimes our wrists are so tied up, you can't untie your own wrist, so you have to ask the spiritual master to untie, please, or the mentor. What do you think? Any thoughts?
So thank you also. A second, very nice class.
Thank you.
It's amazing that Lord Vamanadev actually gave all the answers to Drishtadyumna Prabhu's question.
Yeah.
So he's speaking about self-satisfaction, and that was the whole theme of yesterday's class. And you know, because material desires would just go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And so that Lord Vamanadev actually cleared that up. So if we go back and listen to what he said to Bali Maharaj, when Bali Maharaj offered him anything, that's, you know, where we got the understanding. Like yesterday I was in a store, I'll give you an example, and I looked at a product, and I got really confused and bewildered when I was looking at that product. And then I thought, whoa, what was today's class? Be self-satisfied. Do I really need this? No, I don't. And I walked away. I felt very happy because I was remembering to apply what I just heard. Jai.
From my perspective, if I may, this is the point, is that when we come across something, we think of the spiritual master or those who represent the spiritual master. So you think about class, you think about Vamanadev, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, there's an answer there. It's an amazing process. We have to be patient, though. You know, sometimes that answer isn't right away. And so the thing that the thing is that remaining at the feet of the spiritual master keeps us that patience. It cools us enough to say, okay, I haven't got the answer yet, and I don't know, but I know I have faith in my spiritual master. He's going to take care of me. He's going to take care of me. And all of a sudden, just something amazing happens. Some miracle happens, and we go, wow, man, this process is awesome. And our faith grows, our shraddha. And we go to a point where it grows. Yes, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I was just reflecting a little bit on the personality of Shukracharya here, because, I mean, he's clearly an extremely powerful person, right? He's able to see the future. He knows exactly what Vamanadev is going to do. Like, he lays it out, and Vamanadev does exactly what he said he's going to do. So he has this amazing, you know, foresight and perception.
The demons are winning because of people like Shukracharya too, right? Because of right?
Yeah, Shukracharya, in a previous battle, or in one of the battles that they had, so many demons were killed, like right after the churning of the ocean of the milk. And then Shukracharya just glanced over them and they came back to life. So like, this guy's super powerful. And yet, two things wrong. One is that, and they're related, of course. One is that he's using his power and his knowledge and his everything, you know, in a way that's antagonistic to the interests of the Lord. He's going against the Lord. He's directing his disciple to go against the Lord. And so, you know, that's why even though he's so powerful and he's so Brahminical and all that, but he's the spiritual master of the demons. So poor him. None of his powers and knowledge are able to help him. And then we see that because, his other problem is that he's insecure. Even though he has so much power, even though he has so much knowledge, even though he has so much, you know, resources at his disposal, he's very insecure. Like the way that I've heard this explained is, he's saying that, oh, what will be your source of livelihood, you know, after Vamana takes everything away? And what he's worried about is his own livelihood, because he's a Brahmin, and the Brahmins live by the donations of the Kshatriyas, and he's thinking, I'm like well set. I'm like set. I've got a disciple who is the king of the universe, who has all this wealth, and he's just ready to hand anything over to me that I want. So he's thinking, oh no, this is very bad, you know. He's going to lose his wealth. Who's going to support me? How am I going to eat? How am I going to live? So despite all of his power, he's still like insecure. Why? Because he doesn't have the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. So this is the nature of the demons, that even though they think they have power and things, like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that they're caught in a network of anxieties. You know, they're always just anxious. So it's a good example of that. And sometimes we can also fall into this trap, you know, because we're sort of conditioned by this demoniac civilization that we live in, to think that, you know, if we have knowledge, if we have power, if we have position, if we have wealth, then that's the success, and we can't let that go. You know, like we can't let, that's the means of our livelihood, that's the source of our happiness, and if anything threatens to take that away, even Krishna, even chanting Om, we're done. That cannot happen. So yeah, we just have to trust Krishna and not be like the demons and put our faith in these things, which are always going to make us insecure and fallen, basically.
I remember I was reading in Srila Prabhupada's, one of his purport, it said that, he said, the reason why people show respect to the leaders is because they want to be leaders. And when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh. Like it was giving me a perspective of how people act with their self-interest, although it seems like it's for you. So your mention of Sukacharya is acting in a way that's for you, but really it's for me. And so if we can become sober through the process of Krishna consciousness and the mode of goodness, then we can see this. We can see when people are acting on their best interest. We can see when people are not for the best interests of the Lord, that they're promoting their own agenda. And when we see that, it's not that we get mad at them or that we deride them, that we, as Brahminical society, think, okay, how can I help this person to come up to you know, how can I even play chess? Like, okay, you're doing this because, you know, you have the self-reason. Let me make a move to help you get to Krishna. You know, so we can think like this. You know, when we see things that have some tinge of, you know, this materialistic desire, we can see how to move it in a way. And so Sukacharya, he wanted to move things in the way that were for his best interests, not towards Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Daniel. People even worship Krishna sometimes because they want to be Krishna, right? Same kind of idea. Oh, this Krishna sounds amazing. There's a natural propensity to understand that when you associate with something, you gain their qualities, right? So if I associate with Krishna, I start gaining his qualities. So I let me worship Krishna, and our impurities at first are kind of like that. But through the process, through associating with the pure devotee, even those contaminations cut through. Sorry, Daniel. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, thank you for teaching. There are some things that stood out to me that got me thinking a lot about what death really is, like the death of dreams and the attitude at the time of death. Like death of identity, death of dreams, death of body is what matters and is the driving force that will take me forward into the growth I need to evolve. I have been given everything I need to grow, and everything that was keeping me attached to shelter from a very flawed person was taken away. I can't deny the miracle it is that I'm here, that I was delivered from a life of suffering to a world I could truly live. And then, in quotes, acting in a way that is for you, but actually it's for me, was something that I really learned about a lot, taking shelter from somebody, and that I shouldn't have. And also being an excellent chess player can be used for Krishna service.
it's really important to understand that life is a lot of little quizzes, and that we're experiencing little deaths, you know. And so at the end of life is the ultimate test. Quite often you'll hear devotees speak about Srila Prabhupada showing us how to leave the body and saying it's the ultimate, I can't remember what the wording is, but he's showing ultimately how this death is the ultimate end test. And so if we go through life understanding that these ups and downs, left and rights, are little tests, little quizzes. Okay, I just want to add to that. It's not that we think that Krishna's testing us. It's not like a material test, but it's an experience that we get to see and get a little bit of a check where we're at, a little check. And then at the time of death, everything's taken away from us. So let's get used to it now. Let's be okay with it now. Oh, Krishna's taking away this, he's taking away my, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Then at the time of death when, okay. Been there, done that. Maybe not this extreme, but, you know. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, Prabhupada Priya Prabhu was talking about yesterday. Doesn't get any better than this. Wow. What? Okay. Thank you all. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vanchika Patarubhyascha. Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Gopal Krishna? Wow, nice.
चैतन्य देवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.